Well, hello and welcome people of the internet to Runeborn. This is a new slot machine style roguelike, similar to like Luck Be a Landlord, Lucky Hunter, or Wild City, any of these very synergy-based roguelikes. The difference here is we're going to be using runes to cast spells and defeat our enemies, and there's a little bit of like an RPG theme to this one. There is a demo available on Steam, which is what we're playing here today. If you'd like to check that out after checking out the video, link will of course be down below in the description, but let's just jump right into it. We're going to do a new game here, and I do believe, let's see, so here is our starting board. Now, a lot of this stuff looks like it's coming in early access. I haven't really played with any of this. I've mostly just gone through the tutorial and kind of continued on the tutorial after the tutorial ended, so I'm not exactly sure what these things are going to be necessarily doing. I'm assuming it looks like there's going to be different modifiers to our runes, but before we even jump into the game, let's talk a little bit about how our board actually works. So you can see we have 15 different runes here. There are 5 different colors: red, yellow, green, blue, black, and white. I miscounted. That's 6. But so our spells are these lines here. So you can see we have spell 1, spell 2, 3, 4, and 5. Straight lines across, and then in an arrow pattern. The way we cast spells are always cast from left to right. So whatever this color is going to dictate what this spell is. So what I mean by that is it's basically, you can also think of this as like a match 3 game. So if this spell, so 1 and 4 are both going to start with this color gem. The problem is both of these are yellow, so the spell is only going to be 1 chain length long. What we'd like to do is increase this chain length and this chain length to include a red, a red, a red, a red, a red, a red, and red, if at all possible, right? Because the longer the spell chain, the more damage that's going to be done. Now, there's going to be different ways that we can manipulate that, and we're going to see that once we jump into a new run here. But that is ultimately the goal, is to make these lines as long as possible in order to do the most damage. Now, in order to do that, we have a couple different ways of manipulating the board. The first of which we have is meditate. Before we even get to meditate, we have 8 holds. So if I wanted to, this is actually a pretty good spell right here. So we can go ahead and hold these 3 ice runes. Because what we can do, we can either meditate to reroll everything on the board except the things that are held, or when we cast, what it's first going to do, it's going to hold all of the held runes, then it's going to reroll everything, and then do any spells. So for example, let's say these light runes actually do more damage than anything else. All the runes do different amounts of damage. If I wanted to risk it for the biscuit, I could hold these 2 light runes. What I could do now is either just go and cast and see how my luck pans out, or I can just meditate. So we're actually going to do that. I'm just double checking here. I'm actually going to hold this ice rune as well, because right now, if this rolls light, then I obviously want to hold the light because that's more damage. If it rolls a blue, well, then I also have this spell here that I can do. So let's go and see what happens. Okay, well, nothing happened here. What I can do, though, we did get a wild. This matches with any element and will give us a 4 spell chain. I'm also going to hold this ice one because now we have this. So what I'm going to do is actually get rid of these lights, because I think it's more likely here that we get a, or not necessarily more likely, but it's more beneficial to us to try and get a blue here than try and get a white here, because if this is not a white, then its spell chain is only going to be 1, versus this can potentially go up to 3. So I'm going to release that one as well. And there's nothing else that I can really do here. I'm going to save my meditates. Meditates refresh. I think it's every 3 battles. Each act is 9 battles, and you have like an elite every 3rd battle. And so now we go through and it does all the math. So it's going to go ahead, increase the damage of all these chains, do any multipliers we have, and then you can see kind of how each spell worked. We have different, like 1 of a kind, so you can see here 4 of a kind has more damage, more multipliers, and obviously that adds up to a lot more damage. Get a bunch of coins that we can spend in shops, which we can use to buy trinkets or scrolls, both of which are going to increase our damage. So let's take a look here at trinkets. So we can get plus 16 multi for matches of 4 or more. This is actually pretty hard to pull off. Re-trigger all runes of the last cast against an enemy. So I'm assuming that's going to be cast number 5. That would make sense. We could get some additional holds or big damage on matches of 5. This is one that I have not really had the pleasure of doing. I think I'm actually going to take the plus 4 holds is tempting, But I think I'm just going to restock this, actually. Plus 15 damage and 3 multi when lightning runes are triggered. So if we wanted to focus on lightning, we could do that. We could also go for the fire. Although plus 10 multi for matches of 3 or more, that's pretty reasonable. I'm going to take that. And I think for right now, honestly, I'm just going to take all 3 of these. We're going to be able to sell these in the future, so don't worry about that. Now, we can choose our path, right? So there's 9 battles in each act. So you can see here there's an elite on 3, elite on 6, and then a boss on 9. When you first start, this information will be hidden on each enemy. So things like the health, the abilities enemies have, the rewards I believe you see, and where you can go. But these 2 things, health and ability, will be hidden until you fight them the first time. Then it will reveal them. So we can either go to like a general shop or we can destroy runes, which is actually pretty beneficial. And we're going to get a bunch of gold, which we can spend there as well. I think I might actually go this direction. Wild runes will only match with other runes. I think that's fine. So let's go ahead and take on the Siren. Okay, here. So let's see. What do we got? We do have a couple greens. The blues, unfortunately, are not in the correct spots for us. This only matches with wilds. I could lock these. I think I'm just going to lock these in to see if I can get a green here. The problem with that, though, the middle row is kind of weird, right? Because this slot specifically cuts off both of our diagonals. And green is not really something I would like to go for. So I think I'm actually just going to lock in a blue here because we're going to be re-rolling these 2. So there is a reasonable chance that we get a blue here. But then if we do that, then it's less likely that these continue. Okay, let's just complete. I think I'm just going to completely re-roll this. Okay, so we have a pretty good roll here, actually. So I'm going to lock in all these light. It's not one that we're going for here. I'm actually going to lock in these as well. Because rolling... so I am holding this here, which is a little counterintuitive. But I think that... if we get a light here, then we have at least a 2 chain here. We have a 3 chain here and a 3 chain here, which seems pretty powerful, which unfortunately we're not going to get. So I think then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to release this and release this, and we're just going to go for the cast. And we have massive damage. So we kill her in 1 hit. Now, what I've found is that there are going to be trinkets that specifically target... yeah, so here's our runes. We haven't taken a look at this before, but here's our rune log. And in the rune log, you can specifically see how many runes of each type are in each column. And I do believe, or I think in the tutorial, it was a little bit different. Because in the tutorial, I noticed that some of the columns had more runes of a type than another. So we can kind of hard focus certain types. And I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to get rid of these dark types. Because first of all, they're the lowest amount of damage. And I want to get rid of all the ones at the front. Because those are going to ruin our chain potential. So I want the highest upside in what rune we can get to start our chain. And dark is just not going to do it for us. So that's all the gold we can spend, so we'll go to the next level here. Haven't fought Gunker yet. I think that's fine. We'll fight Gunker. We'll reveal, so he has a lot of health. Okay, that's a little bit dangerous. So we could lock in our ice here, which we do get extra damage and extra multi. If I wanted to do that, I would probably lock this one in as well, which I think I'm just going to do. And we do get a wild here. Perfect. So we have a 3 chain here. We do have a 2 chain here. Unfortunately, we don't have a blue here, which would be beneficial. I think I'm going to spend just 1... am I going to spend another meditate? No, I think I'm going to hold out on this. I guess the problem here, I would really like to get a blue here, right? Because these top and bottom slots, they trigger twice, right? There's 2 different spells that start here. So any multipliers we get like this are going to double up. I think I'm going to hold out, though. All right, we did get another blue here, so that's fine. And we got a 4 chain here, which is super nice for us. That's a ton of damage. Oh, yeah, he just gets absolutely smoked. Perfect, 10k damage. And then we... oh, right, that was the 3rd one. Oh, I should have just spent the meditate. That was my bad. I was thinking we were on the 2nd fight. My bad. Okay, now we can choose a rune that we want to add. Some runes can have benefits. So we have an aura here. Triggers this rune again, including effects from trinkets. We're definitely taking that. I believe, let's see, the problem here is that we don't have the green as one of our starters, which I think is fine. I'm going to put this in the starter here. Okay, so what do we want here? We have ×1 multi, which is basically nothing. Grow by 0.2 multi when a fire rune is meditated away. Huh. That seems pretty bad. Because well, yeah, I mean, you have to get rid of 5 fire runes for it to go up to multi 2. That's a lot, and you gotta like continually spend your multis. I don't know that I'm really crazy about that. I'm gonna restock here. Times for multi every 5 casts. Oh, no. We're just gonna take the stone apple. We're going to take the stone apple, and what are we replacing? Probably ice, because ice is the lowest amount of damage out of all these. Now, order does matter for your trinkets, and for the most part, a lot of times what I've seen is that it doesn't. Sometimes it matters. I'm sure... I don't know. I'll be honest. It's one of those things where I haven't figured out. Ooh, that one's pretty good. We're going to take that. So we can go ahead and add. Oh, wait. I think this might only be one-time use. There are some effects. Like there is a trinket I got that whenever you cast a spell with it, it gets +5 power. And it didn't say whether or not it was permanent or not. It was in fact permanent. So some effects are, and some effects I found maybe are not. So I don't know if that one's a permanent thing or not. Gemweaver is super nice. I would really like to go here. We do lose some holds, but I think that's fine. And we get the most amount of gold, so I'm going to go here. Gemweaver allows us to pop. That's what this symbol right down here is for. It allows us to kind of augment these trinkets. What do we want here? Well, ideally, this would turn into an ice. But I kind of want my fire to go off here because I do have the fire ring. Which makes me want to hold that as well. Well, that's just great. In all the same sense. I'm actually going to lock these in too. I'm totally okay with just this 2 chain, and then maybe we get a second chain here. It kind of, hopefully we get lightning here, but we'll see. Very nice, very nice, super nice. How much damage we do? Oh, yep, he's almost dead in 1 hit. He's almost dead in 1 hit. There we go. Yeah, that was a massive bonk. The biggest of bonks. All right. +1 meditation. Ooh, I do like that. Although I do like the +1 100 damage a little bit more. Yeah, let's just go ahead and I guess we'll pop that into the chip jewel. Yeah, so now everything just has +100 damage. That's a lot of extra damage. Okay, who do we want to take on? Ancient Archive. I don't think I've... Oh, Scroll Shop. Okay. I was going to say, I don't know what that is. Let's go ahead. Wild Runes only match... Yeah. This one should be easy enough to take out. What do we have? We got an okay chain here. Potentially. I can lock this in to see which direction we want to go. That's not very helpful. It's not very helpful. Okay. Oh, right. Wild doesn't work. Okay. I don't want to spend another Yeah, I don't want to spend another meditate, I don't think. I mean, we have 5 casts. Each okay. We actually got pretty lucky here. Each fight you have 5 casts. So that's basically how our health works. If we don't have enough casts to continue the fight, we lose. Probably should have mentioned that earlier, but I kind of forgot to. Alrighty here. I think I'm just going to stick with that. I think this is totally fine. I mean, this a plus 100 damage is going to carry us for a little bit. Okay, what do we want here? Psionic Amulets. 1.5 multi. 2 multi, but 25% chance to destroy the rune. Or 20% chance to add plus 20 multi. I think we're going to go for that one. But, okay, so for these, I think the way it works is you can either, when you use it, I think it just gives you a random selection of runes, but I think if I just wait till I'm in-game, I can choose specifically which rune I want to give these benefits to. Because I don't want to put them, like, on my bad runes. That is a crazy amount of health. I don't think I'm doing that. We cannot use meditations. Okay, this one's a little scary. I don't have any way to manipulate, though. That's the problem. Okay, I think I have to go for the big gunker. Especially, I have 5 meditates, right? So I can use all my meditates on this fight. So let's do this. We're going to lock these in. We're going to use this right here. Especially since this is kind of like the most important slot, right? Because it's the second in a chain for all 3 of these. So especially since it's wild, that's like a huge bonus. And we have a great chain potentially right here. A nice little 5 chain. Let's also add a special aura here, I think, to this lightning one. Do I want to keep this as fire, though? I think that's fine. Especially since it doesn't break any chains, right? So I want to lock in that fire as well to see if we can get fire here. Oh, no, but I can't do that because I want it to be lightning. I'm gonna keep that. This is pretty strong. So locking this in doesn't matter because the chain's already broken here, but that's fine because we're going for this chain. And I think we could potentially... I'm going to go for the... I can't lock this in because we only have 8. Oh, but again, that breaks this chain. Okay, so then we'll go for the triple chain. We don't get it. I'm going to lock this in just so we have a 2. And then I'm just going to cast this. Yeah, we didn't get that one. But I think that's fine. We did get the... whatever this aura is. Yeah, unfortunately we didn't get any kind of chain there. This one is pretty solid. Although I do like this chain right here, which is kind of... this is kind of the tough thing, right? Because, like, this is the potential for a really good chain. But in doing light, it's going to screw up my other 2 diagonals. So I don't know if that's really what I want. I think I'm more inclined to do something like this. I think we're just going to risk it here. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. That feels pretty good. That feels pretty good. All right, we got quite lucky on that roll. I wanted to save one more meditate just in case I didn't kill him that turn, which I definitely didn't expect to do. Oh, well that's tough. We do have another light rune. Okay, well now we have some reason to go into light runes again. So I'm going to add one to the front, I think. Let's grab more divines. And yeah, we'll grab some gold. What do I want to do? I'm just going to throw some gold on this lightning. Gonna buy some more gold. Oh, I'm a dingus. I'm a dingus. I forgot that I could have tagged 2 different runes. I just saw the use, but I thought it would allow me to like select one, hit use, then use it again, and then use it on another one. No, I want that one to be divine, I think. What else can we have? Celestial runes. +4, just flat +4 multi is pretty powerful. But I'm going to save these till we get into a fight. Let's see. We can do the rune. I kind of want to do the rune smasher. So let's do that. Slime's pretty easy. No ability. Huh. So I'm feeling like I should I hold that? Because I want to re-roll it for a higher. No, maybe I don't want to do that. What do I want to do here? I think I just want to meditate this. Okay, we got a couple greens here that we could end up going for, but then maybe we lose out on these lights. Well, green isn't really something that I want to go into. Yeah, that was rough. Okay, I'm just gonna cast this. This one's kind of cursed. So we could just try and go for like a fire play here. I guess there's no reason not to hold that one. Okay, I'm at least happy with that. Okay, we're just gonna cast here, see what comes out of it. Well, that was pretty lucky. Oh, and that was very lucky. Okay, okay. So yeah, we're doing quite okay. Sometimes that's all you need is some lucky rolls. And now at this point, I'm literally just gonna cast. There's literally no way he survives by just literally me casting anything. So at this point, yeah, so my base roll of having no multipliers is 4K. Just over 4K, so we can keep that in mind. Rune Smasher. Okay, so let's get rid of these dark runes. Because my thought process is that I really, really want to solidify at least these first 2 columns. Because, like, column 5, it's very unlikely we get here. So I'm not really concerned about manipulating this one at all. It's really these first 2 that I want to make sure are, like, God tier. Because then we can always, like, you know, the third connection is like, yeah, we'll get there. The fourth one's starting to be like, okay, I don't know how convenient, like, how consistently we can actually connect here. Let's take on, I think I want to upgrade our trinkets. So let's go to the Possessed Knight. Haven't fought him yet. All runes damage decreased, and he has 64,000 health. Well, it is a good thing here that we have plus 100 damage, technically plus 120 damage. Okay. I'm gonna lock in the two, I guess the 3 lightnings. Try and get a lightning in these 2 spots. So lightning here, we could go try and go for triple lightning. Yikes. Locking these in doesn't do me any benefits. I'm going to lock this one in and just hope that we can get some lightning going on. That was really unfortunate. Because we're only doing 4,000 damage. 5,000 damage, I guess. Okay, so we have another decent lightning run. If we get lightning here, then I want to have this lined up so that way there's a chance we get lightning here. Okay. I'm gonna have to just, I think I'm just gonna have to cast again, try and get lucky. Oh, okay, we got a little bit lucky here with light. But the thing is, like, we're gonna go into the boss and not have any meditates, which is really gonna hurt. I just realized that I haven't spent these. God, I just did the same thing, didn't I? I totally did. I do wish there was a, like a prompt that said, hey, you have 1 more that you can spend. Are you sure you want to confirm? Oh, what am I doing here? I think I'm just literally casting, just hoping something comes out of it. Because I want to save my last meditate for when I already have a decent starting point. Something like this, where I'm looking for lightning here for a big boost. Unfortunate. Okay, well, we can hope. We can hope we get insanely lucky. Yeah, it's a little scuffed. So we're gonna have to get, like, we're gonna have to get one of our god rolls. And literally nothing here matters, so whatever we get is whatever we get. Yeah, that was not exactly a god roll. Yeah, I kind of screwed that up at the end. Didn't spend a lot of the crystals that I should have. Honestly, like, these trinkets, I probably should have gone for better trinkets at the start or at some point. A lot of these, like, general trinkets are really good. You know, having the lightning ring and the fire ring are just a little bit too specific, I think. In the run that I had that we saw that I could have continued, I had a lot more general, like, just flat multipliers, just flat damage, and it went a lot better than this run. I had a lot less challenges. These were just, I think, a little bit too specific. But other than that, like, obviously not the best run here. Join us in Discord. Wait, how do I just continue on? Okay, there we go. So it looks like you can unlock new trinkets. So there is some meta progression, which I actually didn't know about, to be completely fair. Looks like we can take a look at collections here. So you have other trinkets. Wow, there are a lot of trinkets. Yeah, so there's a bunch of stuff that you can unlock. Okay, that's cool. So I guess technically it's a roguelite because there is progression. The scrolls, forbidden scrolls, amulets, and auras. Yeah, amulets, I believe, are some other modifiers to our trinkets. And there's leaderboards too. This one is sweet. There's definitely a lot going on here. So It's a very clean looking game, which I'm very happy to see. A lot of the games that we try, the UI kind of not falls apart, but kind of falls behind the rest of the game. And this one I feel like is very polished looking. It is, when I was going through the tutorial, it was a little bit confusing how the chains were actually happening, because what I expected to happen was that you would, the holding of runes was there specifically for the meditates. It took me a couple fights to realize that the cast was also going to be re-rolling everything. So you really didn't know what you were casting until it actually happened, which was a little weird. So there was a little bit of randomization there, right? Because, like, obviously you can line it up if you get lucky enough with your meditations, but otherwise you just kind of, you know, you're like fingers crossed that you get exactly what you need when you hit cast. I'm not exactly sure. There might be some... So I'm guessing that there might be some trinkets that specifically say, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think, because I'm trying to think how the trinkets stacking damage, the order would matter. I guess maybe... Oh, you know what? Maybe it is. Now that I'm thinking about it. There might be runes that say specifically, like... Well, I was thinking maybe if they affected the spell row, then you would want to make sure that there are trinkets that affect the row before it happens. But I'm not necessarily sure how the order itself works, because I would think that it just, like, it makes the chain, shows how much damage that chain makes, and then it applies all the trinket bonuses. Perhaps I wish that was explained a little bit better, because when you go into the tutorial, the game gives you, so the tutorial gives you 2 trinkets. It gives you the trinket that we started with, the one that gives plus 20 damage and plus 4 multiplier, and then it gives us one more. And all it says is, your trinket order might matter, swap these so that way you do more damage, and that's literally it. It doesn't tell you why it does more damage, which I feel like should probably be explained a little bit better. Why it does more damage over another. That was something that I wasn't 100% sure on. But other than that, I think this one is actually a really interesting, you know, luck style roguelike. I don't even know. I still don't know what we're calling this genre. The roulette like perhaps. But anyway, guys, this one is a pretty sweet one. Unfortunately, we didn't get to that boss, but that's totally fine. We don't need to do that every time. So if you guys are interested in Runeborn, like I said at the beginning, the link to the demo will be down below in the description for you to check out and wishlist if you'd like to for yourselves. If you guys liked the video and you had fun with me today, would you kindly smash that like button, subscribe to the channel for more roguelike action. But other than that, I have been Ganyonz. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.